championship
Yeah.
on Friday.
You know,
In the immortal words of one Keith Jackson, incredible.
absolutely. Again, hats off to Coach Troy McAllister and
Yes.
that whole program for just, I mean, with what has transpired. And mind you, this is still in a high crime area.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with the recent changeover in housing, because the Ida B. Wells, which the school has served for so many years, is in the midst of a transition itself. Long gone are the extensions. Long gone are the 3-story apartments, the high rises that used to sit on Pershing Road and Cottage Grove.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that now is being developed into mixed income housing over there. It looks really good, but there's still some like wide open areas of where those buildings used to be at, and for Phillips itself to be the flashpoint now of this changeover leads me to believe that there's more in store for this.
I would think so.
Just trying to see. Oh, okay. Oh, more. There we go. Year by year. Shouts out to Max Preps, by the way. They do a really good job of
Yes, they do.
some historical information. All right, here we go. Since Troy McAllister's arrival in 2010, only once have they dipped below the Mendoza line, and that was his first year, 2010. Since then, 7-3, 5-3, missed the city playoffs. Last year, 8-4, and right now, 12-1.
Rise through the ranks, big time. Let's go through the championship games as they sit in IHSA. In Class 1A is Forreston and Carrollton. These games will be played Friday, and they kick off at 10 a.m. 2A has Pearl City and Maroa Forsyth. Eastland Pearl City and Maroa Forsyth at 1. At 4, it's Wilmington and Williamsville. Try and say that 5 times. And the one that we're all going to pay attention to, Phillips and Rochester at 7. 5A championship kicking off the Saturday session. Montini and Sacred Heart Griffin. Uh-oh. 6A.
That's going to be fun. But I tell you what, Lombard Montini as of late has been really taking advantage of its wrestling program and trying to get youngsters to come out for football, and with good reason. Both sports do involve sort of a grappling aspect, and who better to have on your football team than those that are already used to grappling and tackling anyway.
Right. Speaking of Montini, do you remember the championship game from 2011?
Yeah.
Against Joliet Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to tell me? And I watched this game while I was in Washington, Illinois, covering a tournament. The numbers kept coming for Ty Isaac. He ran in excess of 500 yards. Yet, Montini hung 70 points on Joliet. You know what? I'm gonna pull that up right now. This is courtesy of IHSA.org. Man, and I'm gonna find it right here. I wish I was kidding, folks. Here we go. Box scores. This is the 2011 5A championship between Montini and Joliet Catholic. Joliet Catholic led 31-28 at the half.
Wow.
And Montini said, enough. The final was 70-45. How did this game start? Ty Isaac, a 71-yard touchdown run.
Gosh.
Now, listen to these numbers, if I can find them. There we go. Net yards, you ready for this? This is from the 2011 Class 5A state championship between the Montini Broncos and the Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers. Net yards rushing. You ready?
Yep.
For Joliet Catholic, I will just give you the first number. The first number is a 7.
Damn. Wow. There was no defense played that game.
In fact, the number of yards that JCA rushed for resembles the number of a plane. 747.
Jeez.
Here's the wild part, though. Joliet Catholic finished with 791 yards of offense and 45 points.
Uh-huh.
Montini hung, I can't believe I'm going to say this ridiculous number, 853 yards.
Okay. Never mind. That is my question. I'm not even going to bring that question up. Moving on.
Okay, here are the exact numbers. Ty Isaac carried the ball 26 times for a state record that will not be broken anytime soon. 515 yards.
Jeez. I think that boy lays down. Good Lord.
Dimitri Taylor from Montini carried 15 times for 199 yards. Where did Montini make their hay? Through the air. John Roney, 29 of 45. He threw a pick. He threw for 587 yards. And not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 touchdowns. And one of his receivers in that game is a fellow that's at Nebraska right now. Does the name Jordan Westerkamp ring a bell?
That was no good.
He caught.
Oh, you're wrong for that.
Now, here are his numbers from that game in 2011. Yeah, anybody who knows the name Jordan Westerkamp and has paid attention to Nebraska football this year, he is the fellow who caught the ball behind his back.
That little son of a gun is from Montini?
Yes.
The hell? Wait till I see that little nigga roll.
He caught 12 for, I can't believe I'm going to say this. He caught 12 passes for, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
353 yards.
Okay, if he ain't going to the league by now, something wrong.
Because he's still at Nebraska.
I got that. Duh.
But he is the one who caught the ball behind his back.
Jeez.
Joseph Borselli caught 9.
That's the son of a gun that did that nonsense.
Yes, that Jordan Westerkamp.
That little good.
In fact, Montini had 3 players of plus 100 yards receiving. Jordan Westerkamp with 353, and I still can't believe I'm reading that number. Joe Borselli had 120. Anthony Taylor had 113.
Oh, by the way, for speaking of numbers you can't believe, how about this from the weekend? Number 21, Oklahoma Congratulations to Samaje Perine.
427.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Melvin Gordon. Okay, that's not going to be touched.
Not?
19 more yards later, here goes Samaje Perine with 5 scores. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Come on, everybody. No.
All right. Here's a state record that will stand for a while, or maybe not, because Montini has to see Sacred Heart Griffin this weekend. The total combined yards in Montini and JCA, 1,644.
That's not going to get touched for a while. That was on some Tim Brasic wildness, boy.
Tim Brasic versus John Schweigert.
Them shootouts.
Man, you know what Schweigert used to put up, right?
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Man, thought Simeon was going to pull that last one out.
I thought so
Saturday.
too.
Great season, though. Great season.
Yeah.
Dante Colbert and the boys. That's their deepest state penetration ever.
Yep.
You know, they do have a couple of Prep Bowl titles to their credit, but that's their deepest state penetration ever.
All right.
I'm trying to remember the last quarterfinal that they had. I want to say it was. It was recent too.
Okay, I just saw a record. Still looking at IHSA.org with Alvin Washington here on the Verizon Wireless Hotline. I saw a record that I don't think anybody's going to touch. Most touchdowns passing in a season. Want to take your guess as to who holds that record?
Not the dude from Montini, is it?
No. The year was 1998, and the dude was John Butcher.
Oh, dude!
You know how many he threw that season?
70?
60.
That was going to be my next guess.
But we remember how Wheaton Warrenville South used to throw all over the place.
Yeah, that is true.
Tim Brasic of Riverside Brookfield, 58. That was in 2001. Sean Price from Maine South, 2003 at 55. John Rohde from 2011 had 42, and that's 12th best on the list.
Wow. Oh, Sean Price's backup has a public league record.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that went to Lane Tech. Goodness gracious, what's that boy's name?
I'm trying to think of it, and I know who you're talking about because we called the Prep Bowl when Lane Tech played Brother Rice in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's a number for you. The most touchdowns passing in a game is 9. That record is 9, and it's been done twice.
Wow.
On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 occasions, there have been 8 tossed in a game. The most recent, here's a name that sounds familiar, Ian Woodworth from Marist. He threw 8 against Mundelein Carmel in I believe that was a double overtime game. I remember doing it. It was a double overtime game. And no. Check. Yes, that was a double overtime game. And Marist did not go for the tie in overtime. They went for the win and got it. This is crazy.
I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
How do you think I felt that night? Oh, gracious. And just looking at this, and all of this, we're bringing up, talking about the Phillips Wildcats making an appearance in the state championship in Class 4A. And we looked at the entire schedule. And not only Phillips, Rochester's going to get my attention, but